Senator Cory Booker out of New Jersey has decided to run for president in 2020, which is fine. But Cory Booker is not going to get away from what we all are talking about now in the Black American community, which is, what are you going to do for African Americans? What do you have on the table? What is your policy? We want to hear about a black agenda. Just as much as you have an agenda for immigrants, you have an agenda for LGBTQ, you have an agenda for women, you have an agenda for white people, you have an agenda for Jewish people, and any other group that you want to have an agenda for. We want to just be included in the bunch, or we just not going to vote for you. It's just that simple. We're not going to be passed over anymore, and that we are taking a stand on that because people only respect you if you respect yourself enough to demand to be heard and demand to be respected. Now, Cory Booker went on the Breakfast Club the other day, and he was asked point blank by Charlamagne the God, shout out to him, do he have a black agenda? I want you to see exactly his response to that. Let's roll that clip.
Cory Booker have a specific agenda for black people? And if so, what is it?
Look, man, I as an African American, you know, as a black person, so much of the realities for all Americans, if you look at the lens of African Americans, they've been in many ways the conscience of this country from its founding. When we said we were going to be a nation of liberty and justice for all, the African American experience challenged the inadequacy of those words when it meant reality. And so right now, you pick an issue from maternal mortality rates to incarceration, the broken criminal justice system, to access to health care. You see African Americans having worse outcomes, and you address the issues of Americans, power African Americans, the very promise of America becomes real.
What the hell did you just say?
Thank you, Chris. You could not get more of a direct question than what Charlamagne asked him. And what was his response? What was so funny? I didn't hear anything funny that Charlamagne had to say to you. He's asking you a serious question that many African American voters want to know. It's just that simple. And what did you do? You laughed about it at first. Then you stated, well, I'm African American. What that got to do with the question he asked you? He asked you, did you have a black agenda? And if you had it, what is it? He didn't ask you what you were. He didn't ask you about all Americans. He didn't ask you about that. He didn't ask you to talk about America and what it's about and what it could be and all of the things you're talking about and trickle down economics. And he didn't ask you about any of that. He asked you a straight question. What is your agenda for African Americans? If you have one, explain it. You did not do it at all. You were just talking. And once again, some of you politicians think that you could talk to us any kind of way, that you could pee on our leg and tell us it's rain, that we should be happy just with a black face, but not anything for black people. You see, every group in America wants something from their politicians, and they have a right to say something, and they have a right to get something. We're saying that we're no longer going to be the group of people that's just going to be happy to vote. No, that just don't cut it. We're not the group of people that's just happy to see somebody with a black face. Then you get up there and then you toe the line for everybody else except African Americans. Then when African Americans say something about it, you want to start bringing out John Lewis and talking about Selma and oh, we went through this and went through that for the right to vote. And this is what we hear. We have a whole congressional black caucus that do not have a black agenda either. Let's get up on them too. Not just Cory Booker or Kamala Harris, the whole setup. Every last one of them on the Congressional Black Caucus need to go. Seriously. Sometimes I even think about, should I even run for Congress one day? I don't know, because you had me up there, even if it's just 2 years, I'm going to change the game. I'm not going to let you get away with anything. If you're not going to fight for black people, I'm like, what kind of, I'll be up there, I'll be like, what is this? I don't want to hear no talk about anything else other than what's going on with the African American community, period. See, I couldn't have been up there when Trump wanted to have a conversation with the Congressional Black Caucus, Because if all of them would have not even win, I say, you know what? I'm coming. I'm coming with an agenda for black people. They can stay at home. I'm telling you this is what black people need. Are you going to do something or what? And if you're not going to do something, I'm going to tell people that too. But at least I'm going to show up and say this is what African Americans need. Everybody else showed up in front of Trump wanting something. Even people on CNN like Van Jones. He was even at the White House trying to get things. You didn't know that, did you? I got firsthand knowledge of that. I even seen the pictures that Van Jones is up there trying to ask Trump for things, but he get on CNN, run off in the mouth like he don't even go up there to the White House. All these folks that you see double talking and doing other things. So when it comes to African Americans, yes, you need to get something for your votes. Yes, you do. Just like every other group. And this is what I want with every one of you. I want you to keep following behind Cory Booker. I want you to pay attention to his speeches. I want you to hear when he addressing all these other groups, do he say all Americans? And if he don't say the word all Americans, it's going to prove what we already know about him. They think they can not pay attention to us. They think they can just gloss over us. They think they can shame us into voting. That's not going to work. You're going to give us something. Our ancestors built this country for free. And yes, we want an agenda for black folks. Yes, reparations need to be talked about as well. Yes, it do. Because we owed that. We owed for the towns that y'all destroyed. We owed for all the oppression. We owed for Jim Crow. Yes, we are owed for so much in this country. So we have a right to stand up now and say, wait a minute, it's time. It's enough. We demand something, or we just not going to be a part of the process. That's all. The Republicans don't have to disenfranchise us at this point no more. We're saying give us something, or don't worry about it. We're not going to be around. Forget that. And then you got people upset. It's not even on the Republican side. That's the funny part. The same people that say they're our friends, and the same people that we wouldn't vote for the past 50 years, they're the ones that's mad that we're asking for something. Isn't that great? The whole time they've been playing with y'all, but they ain't been playing with me, because I told y'all a long time ago what about the both sides of the coin deal. Both of them, whether it's on whatever political spectrum, want to maintain white supremacy. It's just two different ways of doing it. That's all. And who is going to maintain control and oppression of the Negroes? One may say, I want to be more harsh. The other one may say, well, we don't need to be as harsh. But at the end of the day, they don't want to end white supremacy. See, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., the man they say you guys should be like, in that Birmingham jail, Dr. King talked about the white moderate. He talked about that. Not the Ku Klux Klansman, not the alt-right, not David Duke, not neo-Nazis, not them kind of people. He talked about the white moderate that say that they agree with our goals to end racism, but they don't like the methods that we use. Meaning, I don't want it to end because I got a good thing going. And that's who's the majority of those who are on that political side of the spectrum. But think about all the attacks that's happening to black men. Where is it coming from? Think about that. Is it coming from Trump's crowd? We already know what Trump crowd gonna do. We know they open with theirs. But then the other side, look at how they're attacking us. Is Cory Booker speaking up about that? Hey, wait a minute. Why is it that I'm just noticing that everything is focused on black men is not equal? Why is that? He ain't speaking up about that. He don't care about that. He don't even care about black folks enough to answer about a black agenda. So as far as I heard with him so far, it's a no for me. I'm not telling you what to do, but it's a no. Unless he changed and get an agenda, that's one thing, and he got to be serious about it. Not just telling us to appease us. He has to be serious. And there's another thing. These bought and paid for boule talking heads that's on these networks, you don't control us either. And you can try to insult us and tell us to shut up. Simone Sanders telling black men to shut up. You can tell us to shut up and all things you can say, but your time is up too. Because they only got you in that position to try to explain how we thinking and what we saying, bringing all the information back to the plantation in the house. That's what they got you there for. But no, it's not going to work no more. Then people get rid of you. I can't wait till they do it. Find you another job because you're not going to be able to explain nothing no more. We see your contempt for the rest of Black America. We see that. But this guy, Cory Booker, now his record is nowhere near Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris is a separate entity. So I don't want to put them in the same boat. They're not. But Cory Booker, no black agenda, no vote. It's just that simple. I don't think that's a hard concept to deal with. And don't tell us nothing about Trump, because Trump will be out of office tomorrow. Nothing's going to happen with us. Racism not going to end the moment that man walk out of office. Racism been going on hundreds of years before that man even got as a president. So don't even tell us about Trump and, oh, he's this and he's that, please. No. Trump didn't institute no crime bill and ushered in mass incarceration. He didn't do that. That was Bill Clinton. Did that one. Did they try to fix the crime bill? Did they try to say, you know what, I'm ending that when Barack Obama was in office? No, didn't do that either. So all this, I'm black and you should be happy to vote. Nope, we want something out of the deal. It's that simple. Voting is a business transaction for us. And our votes are open to any political party that has a true black agenda. It's just that simple. Well, leave me a comment, let me know what you think about the situation of Cory Booker. Make sure to keep following him. Just wait for him to do speeches to everyone else. And when he starts talking about giving individuals certain things in other groups, call him out on there if he don't start saying all Americans.